everybody. My name is Matthew Packer, and I'm the music enhancement person for Heart to Heart Hospice. Welcome to this country music edition of Senior Sing-Alongs. We're going to do 5 wonderful songs, and we're going to begin with an old classic. This song was written by country music superstar Willie Nelson in 1961. Willie was trying to make a name for himself in Nashville as a songwriter. Patsy Cline was trying to revitalize her career after her success with Walking After Midnight in 1957 and after recovering from a serious car accident. The producer whipped up a lavish arrangement focusing on instruments like drums, electric guitar, and piano, which was unusual for country music at that time. He also pulled in the Jordanaires, a quartet that found fame backing Elvis Presley for an extra layer of harmonies. Once Patsy was fully recovered, it's said that she nailed this song on her first take. This is Patsy Cline classic written by Willie Nelson, Crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted. And then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering, what in the world did I do? I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering, what in the world did I do? I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. What a great song to start. That was the Willie Nelson and Patsy Cline classic, Crazy. We're turning next to a song called Livin On Love that was written by country singer Alan Jackson and released in 1994 on his 5th studio album. It became Alan's 9th #1 Billboard country chart single. It tells the story of 2 people who don't have much, but they have love, and that's enough. Maybe you can think of somebody special in your life as we sing this song. Two young people without a thing say some vows and spread their wings. and settle down to just what they need, living on love. She don't care about what's in style, she just likes the way he smiles. It takes more than marble and tile, living on love. Living on love, buying on time. Without somebody, nothing ain't worth a dime. Just like an old-fashioned storybook rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, that's what you're thinking, but love can walk through fire without blinking. It doesn't take much when you give enough, living on love. Children gone, but they still sing side by side in that front porch swing, living on love. He can't see anymore, she can barely sweep the floor. Hand in hand, they'll walk through that door, living on love. Living on love, buying on time. Without somebody, nothing ain't worth a dime. Just like an old-fashioned storybook rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, that's what you're thinking, but love can walk through fire without blinking. It doesn't take much when you give enough, living on love. Living on love and buying on time. Without somebody, nothing ain't worth a dime. Just like an old-fashioned storybook rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, that's what you're thinking, but love can walk through fire without blinking. It doesn't take much when you give enough, living on love. No, it doesn't take much when you give enough, living on love. An Alan Jackson hit from 1994, Living on Love. We turn next to a song called Amarillo by Morning. It was written by Terry Stafford and Paul Frazier and first recorded by Stafford in 1973. It received more popularity when it was covered by George Strait in 1982. The song recounts the hardships of the life of a rodeo worker who, in the end, wouldn't trade any hardship for the freedom he experiences. This is Amarillo by Morning. Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. Everything that I got is just what I've got on. When that sun is high in the Texas sky, I'll be bucking at the county fair. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo, I'll be there. Took my saddle in Houston, broke my leg in Santa Fe. Lost my wife and a girlfriend somewhere along the way. But I'll be looking for 8 when they pull that gate, and I hope that judge ain't blind. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's on my mind. Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. Everything that I got is just what I've got on. I ain't got a dime, but what I got is mine. I ain't rich, but Lord, I'm free. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be. A George Strait classic from 1982, that was Amarillo by Morning. We're going next to a song called The Coward of the County. It was written by Billy Ed Wheeler and Roger Bowling and released by Kenny Rogers in 1979. Kenny was well known for his storytelling songs. Like a previous song of his, The Gambler, Coward of the County was also made into a movie. This is a powerful song, a very sad song, Coward of the County. Everyone considered him the coward of the county. He never stood one single time to prove the county wrong. His mama named him Tommy, the folks just called him Yellow. Something always told me they were reading Tommy wrong. He was only 10 years old when his daddy died in prison. I looked after Tommy 'cause he was my brother's son. I still recall the final words my brother said to Tommy. Son, my life is over, but yours has just begun. Promise me, son, not to do the things I done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now it don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you don't have to fight to be a man. There's someone for everyone, and Tommy's love was Becky. In her arms he didn't have to prove he was a man. One day while he was working, the Gatlin boys came calling. They took turns at Becky, and there was 3 of them. Tommy opened up the door and saw his Becky crying. The torn dress, the shattered look was more than he could stand. He reached above the fireplace and took down his daddy's picture. As the tears fell on his daddy's face, he heard these words again. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now it don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you don't have to fight to be a man. The Gatlin boys just laughed at him when he walked into the bar room. One of them got up and met him halfway across the floor. When Tommy turned around, they said, "Hey, look, old Yellow's leaving." But you could have heard a pin drop when Tommy stopped and blocked the door. 20 years of crawling was bottled up inside him. He wasn't holding nothing back, he let him have it all. When Tommy left the bar room, not a Gatlin boy was standing. He said, "This one's for Becky," as he watched the last one fall. And I heard him say, I promised you, Dad, not to do the things you done. I walked away from trouble when I can. Now please don't think I'm weak, I didn't turn the other cheek. And Papa, I sure hope you understand. Sometimes you gotta fight when you're a man. Everyone considered him the coward of the county. That was a Kenny Rogers storytelling classic from 1979, a song about the coward of the county. We turn last to a song called Forever and Ever, Amen. It was written by Nashville composers Paul Overstreet and Don Schlitz. And I'd like to note that Don Schlitz also wrote The Gambler that Kenny Rogers sang. And it was released by Randy Travis in March of 1987. It became Randy's third #1 country hit. The song was inspired by Don Schlitz's young son, who after his prayers would turn to his mother and say, Mama, I love you forever and ever. Amen. You may think that I'm talking foolish. You've heard that I'm wild and I'm free. You may wonder how I can promise you now this love that I feel for you always will be. Well, you're not just time that I'm killing. I'm no longer one of those guys. As sure as I live, this love that I give is gonna be yours until the day that I die. Oh baby, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men, if you wonder how long I'll be faithful, I'm happy to tell you again. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. They say time takes its toll on a body, makes the young girl's brown hair turn gray. But honey, I don't care, I ain't in love with your hair. And if it all fell out, well, I'd love you anyway. They say time can play tricks on a memory, make people forget things they knew. But it's easy to see it's happening to me. I've already forgotten every woman but you. Oh darling, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men, if you wonder how long I'll be faithful, just listen to how this song ends. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. What a beautiful love song sung by Randy Travis, forever and ever, amen. And on that note, we will call it a day. My name is Matthew Packer. I'm the music enhancement person for Heart to Heart Hospice. And thank you for joining me for this country music edition of Senior Sing-Alongs. Until we meet again, keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. Take care.